Good morning. Anyway, what we're doing here, that's my big problem solver. What we're doing here is we're doing a repair on this hub that split. Let me show you off the trencher machine. There's a hub. Let me put this in neutral. I'll explain this machine to people so they know what it is in a minute. Anyway, this hub was cracked from the keyway section all the way down here. So I V'd it out and welded it, and now I'm going to remachine it so it's straight again. So I'm working on that. And this machine here is a South Bend lathe from like the 1950s probably, or 40s. That's from South Bend, Indiana, where they made all these beautiful machine shop tools that built America and during the war. Almost all these places are gone. They moved to you know where, and I'm not going to say. Anyway, this is a smaller one. Some of these could be the size of a house, okay? They do propeller shafts for battleships and things. And during World War II, women ran these a lot. The Rosita Riveter. My grandmother told me she worked in a place on Long Island in Bethpage by the Grummans. And they were working on machinery, doing rivets, and not rivets, but like hydraulic fittings, she said. Because there was no men, they were all in the war. Anyway, so these, when we were in high school, we had to learn how to run these in the 80s, 70s. And then they took them all out in the 80s because of lawsuits. Because obviously you can get hurt very bad if you're not careful on these. So sadly, a lot of these tools, this trade and profession, it's actually a profession, a machinist. When you say machinist today, people think it's a copy machine, repairman. These guys made all the engine parts. They still do. A lot of them are computerized and automated now. Well, anyway, enough yakking. Let's feed this in. This is a cross feed. There's the cutting tip there, see? So I'm going to back this up. You got to disengage this hub. Because that screw, that's a lead screw. So it turns and you can cut threads. Anyway, I'll back this up. Okay? And let's get it close to where it's got to go. That's an aluminum standoff. So let's put this on. Put it in gear. It's very simple on. Oop. Okay. So now, let me come forward a little bit. See the metal? I'm going to engage the dog. Gotta wait a second, it goes in. Come on. It's called a half nut. There it goes, a gearbox. There it goes. And watch. See, automatically it'll go along. That's an aluminum spacer to hold it right there. It's not really the metal. It's coming up on the weld now. So anyway, that's what happens here. So we'll show you some more later on that. But that's what that is. So basically, these are some of the tools you would have to learn to use. Like when I was just out of high school, we had, this is called a Vernier Caliper. It measures in between these jaws, see? Fine threads or pipe or a bolt or whatever machine part, and that's the inside. The top is the inside measurement, and that's a depth. See, that takes depth. So you turn this to close it, and you turn the dial so it's on 0. So each line is 1/1000th of an inch. So this would be 1/4 of an inch would be right here. See, 250. Whoop, right there. Okay, and this would be half an inch would be right there. Okay, 5. See the line? Let me try to show you the line there. 5, 0. So anyway, that's called a Vernier Caliper, and the older ones didn't have this clock. It had you had to learn how to use them, like a logarithmic thing. So to get a job, you had to know how to use this. If you couldn't, you just basically couldn't get a job in a machine shop. This is called a micrometer. This one has a readout. Another one, you would use a graduated scale. This can measure into tenths of a thousandth. Okay? You turn, there's all different sizes. You turn this barrel and line it up with the 0 to 0. See, this would be, let's see, this would be 079. This would be 179.179. Okay? A little over a eighth of an inch. Anyway, so this hub that we're repairing goes on the Vernier trencher we're working on. And I got this thing running really nice. The Deutz motor, it runs cool. I fixed the transmission sprockets. No one had the size. I found one in an industrial supply in Ohio for the sprocket, which is up in there. That one there wore out, easy. And the idler, I fixed that. Everything else works. I adjusted everything, the brakes, the clutch. It starts and runs beautiful. Backhoe works okay. Has the 6-way. That's why I really got this, because it has a 6-way blade that you can grade driveways with, you know, on an angle. So that the gearbox that that thing goes on is on here. It goes right where that shaft is. Drives this chain. So that got really hammered over the years. This thing's from the early 80s, I found out. So it's got some time on it. There's the ring and pinion that drives the motor, drives the input, and that's the output to the chain, and the hub goes in the middle. Anyway, it's shattered because they were trying to dig through rock with it. You know, there's a lot of rock here, and obviously if you're missing teeth on the chain, this rock is going to really give it a hard time, which it did. So so basically that's what it is. This is called a lathe, an engine lathe. This is an old school smaller one, South Bend. And if you look up South Bend, Indiana, and look up that whole area, Ohio, all these areas, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, all these machinery was made there. A lot of it in the 90s left, and all these people are gone. You know, there's not one brand of farm tractor left that's made in the United States. And I think all the tractor trailers now, except for International, with the name, are not made here. They're made in other countries. Volvo, Mercedes, all these. There's no companies left here anymore. So what are we going to do? Anyway, enough doomsday talk. And it's a nice day, a little overcast. And we're going to work on some of that stuff today. Alright, so have a good day, everyone. And stay positive. We'll get through this. But get to learn some trades, guys. I'm a college nerd telling you, learn the trades, okay? University, if you're going to be a doctor or a scientist or a lawyer, maybe you have to go to university, but the rest of it to me is a waste of money and time. Learn the trades, everyone. Guys and girls, okay? All right, peace out.